Shadow Generations has come and gone now, and what a doozy of a game it's been. We played through the entire game on stream recently from the first to last level, and it was a ton of fun. It gave extra characterization to Shadow, brought back lots of fun and not so fun memories, but overall it was a fantastic package. And yet, I wish it was longer. Now, I know what you might be thinking, this game is plenty long and it's supposed to be a Sonic Generations pack tie-in anyway, so it can't be that long. Well, to me, that's the problem. Because it exists as sort of this second part, or even what seems like a bonus mode at first, the game gets to shine brightly, but not as brightly as it could have. Sonic Generations thematically is similar to the fact that you have a hub world and can visit various stages from the past, but his control scheme and the hub world itself is all Sonic Frontiers. Now, Shadow isn't going around punching people and doing all sorts of sick finishers like Sonic does in that game, but he does have things like Chaos Spears, Chaos Control, and his new Doom powers. These abilities make us feel closer to the Shadow that we used to see in the cutscenes and in anime, much like how Frontiers made us feel like we were finally playing a sort of full power version of Sonic. And this is all well and good, but because it's based on Frontiers, you get things like the double jump, for example, so jump, jump, but then when you head back to Sonic Generations, it's a bit jarring to adjust even when you have the default new control scheme on. The original Generations now tries to put the Frontiers layout over Generations mechanics, and for first timers this might be fine, but if you played the original game like I have, it's a weird adjustment. It's best to just stick with one of the games until you finish it. The hub world we do get in Shadow Generations is basically an open zone, and while it's reduced in size when compared to the islands of Frontiers, it still feels quite large and has plenty of challenges to undertake with the Doom powers. It does feel substantial, but at the same time it may be wanting more because of how good it was. We have about 6 levels plus the boss fights, and one thing to note here is that there really isn't a full-fledged stage from Shadow the Hedgehog. Sure, Space Colony Arc does use gimmicks from that game in addition to what we saw in Sonic Adventure 2, but outside that we got nothing. Why? We got Chaos Island, and that's from Frontiers, and Shadow's not even in that game. Westopolis is the easy answer, but it's too similar to Radical Highway, sure, and if you've played Shadow the Hedgehog, then you've played that stage enough. But what about Glyphic Canyon, or even the Black Comet of all places? It feels like a real missed opportunity to include one of those stages. And heck, why not another stage from Heroes or 06? I think Sonic 06 is crucial for Shadow as a character, more so than Heroes is. Something like White Acropolis from Sonic 06 would be really cool because it's not the craziest level, but with some tweaks and even a bit of Shadow in the Jeep, I mean, hey, why not? This would be a great addition. We seem to have unlimited snow levels in 2D Sonic games, but when it comes to 3D, we're kind of starved of them for some reason. And yeah, Black Comet, come on, the final level of certain Shadow the Hedgehog playthroughs, so much goes down there, and the level itself was a lot of fun with a few different unique mechanics and gimmicks that made it memorable. They probably wouldn't have all the weapons available like in that original game, but I'm sure if they tweaked it around to work with the Doom powers, it would be a total blast. But aside from these complaints, I'm really hopeful again for the future of the series with the releases of Sonic Frontiers and Shadow Generations. But before they double down on a new entry, which I'm sure they're chugging away at, they really should add some of these mentioned levels as DLC or some others. They didn't for Sonic Generations and people really wanted some for years. So I'm not going to get my hopes up, but I really think it's something they should consider. People would buy them instantly. Why not ride this good momentum? Sonic Team really knocked it out of the park with this one, and I'm happy to see the work that they've done here. I'm hoping that they're going to use this momentum to make some great games going forward. And heck, even some Generations type spin-offs would be awesome. Why not have like a Knuckles Generations mini kind of game or Tails or something? I think there are special ways of tackling those games using those characters, and while they might not need a full-fledged story, I think it would be something that would be cool. I mean, could you imagine 2D Knuckles stages and 3D their treasure hunting stages? That would be sick. But what do you all think? Is Shadow Generations the perfect Sonic game, or at least one of them? Be sure to let us know what you think in the comments below, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks again, and take care.